Donald Trump kicking his campaign up a notch after dropping in the polls. The GOP nominee adding new members to his team to try and turn things around. But should the businessman stick to the business plan of turning our economy around? Hi, everyone. I'm Eric Boeing. Welcome to Cashing In. Our Cashing In crew this week, a full house. Gina Loudon, Mercedes Slapp, and Rick Grinnell. Also joining us, my two favorite ladies who lean left, Jimu Green and Jessica Tarlov. Welcome, everybody. Now, Mercedes, jobs and the economy. Should Trump refocus more on these issues to win the general election?
Well, I think that obviously the economy remains the top issue for American voters. However, I think that for Donald Trump, it's important to come across being the compassionate American businessman. This is part of what you're seeing in the campaign. What does he need to do? He needs to attract more suburban women to come out and support him. Obviously, increase his number of independents that would support him, and even minorities. Because why? He's fine with his base. This is great. But you need to also think about what women, for example, want to see. They want to see more of, not only can you come and fix the economy, but show us that you care. And I think that that's what you're starting to see with some of these speeches that Trump is laying out.
Right, Gina, now some shakeup. So Manafort's out. Looks like Steve Bannon, very, very capable guy who used to run Breitbart, is in for the time being. Kellyanne Conway, also a fantastic campaign advisor. Your thoughts on the shakeup?
I think that we're seeing the results of this, and I wouldn't even call it a shakeup, Eric. I've said from the very beginning that Trump knows a couple of things very well, and this is where his experience, his business acumen is serving him. He knows how to surround himself with good people. He knows timing. He knows when to peak, and I think that's exactly what he's doing. He knew that he didn't need to peak when everybody was panicking about the polls. Now we're starting to see those coming together, and you see that now that he's made some of these campaign changes, I think Hillary's in real trouble. He's proven he can be authentic and read from a prompter. What in the world is she going to do?
Right. Now, Jessica, a couple of weeks ago, Donald Trump was leading, so everyone's saying, well, there's only 80 days or so until the election. In 80 days, a lot can happen.
Absolutely, and I think this is always going to be a close race in terms of the vote. I'm not sure about the Electoral College now. I mean, all of the maps look absolutely disastrous for the GOP. I just wanted to touch on something that Gina just said. This is obviously a shakeup. These aren't just small changes. He's totally restructured the top of his campaign right now. I think it's a smart move, though I respect Kellyanne Conway enormously, but I would say that Steve Bannon and his kind of tactics almost undo what it is that she's there to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Trump kind of going off teleprompter a little bit as well, too. I mean, that's something that shored up his base. I don't think it plays as well in the general election crowd, but I don't think we're going to have teleprompter dawn for the next 80 days.
Rick, what are your thoughts on the new shakeup or the new structure of the campaign?
Look, I think it's a definitely big shakeup, and I think Jessica's right. It was needed. But look, I disagree with her a little bit in that Donald Trump's problem is just with GOP voters. If he can bring them home, the numbers show, and a lot of people in D.C. don't want to admit this, but Trump is doing better than Romney with non-white voters. He's doing better than Romney in a whole bunch of different categories, except for with Republicans. He needs to bring Republicans home. The combination of Steve Bannon and Kellyanne Conway is exactly playing to that. They are tried and true Republicans. They know the base, and they know conservatives. And I think the combination of them, are going to help bring Republicans home. I like the new Trump. I like the self-reflective Trump. I think it was needed.
Yeah, what do you say, Jimu? It's still time, right?
There are 80 days. We've had 430 days of verbal carnage. But to Mercedes and Richard's point about Republican women, he just named a CEO for his campaign that wrote a headline that said, "Birth control makes women unattractive and crazy." I'm not sure that's going to play to Republican women, moderate women out there.
Or any women.
The Republican women hate Clinton, so let's just start from there.
Yeah, but you know what women do love? Women love loyalty, and I find it fascinating that he has changed. No, seriously,
he hasn't had any.
He's been completely loyal. He's been completely loyal to his voters. That, by the way, he beat 16 other contestants in the primary with. But also, he's been loyal. Even the people who used to work for him, the people who get fired by Donald Trump, still love him, are out there still fighting for him.
What about Atlantic City? What about Atlantic City? Let's talk about all the people there who worked for him that are saying, where is our money?
I don't know. I've been over to Trump Tower, and everybody there loves him.
I'm sure that people love him there, but Jimu's completely correct. If you're running and you're trying to attract women, to have someone like Steve Bannon who said those things is ridiculous. And to Rick's point, she's actually behind Mitt Romney in a lot of categories. Look what's going on right now with college-educated white women who broke for Romney, and now Hillary's
let me bring Mercedes. And Mercedes, Mercedes, lock this down. Kellyanne Conway is a very, very capable woman who's running the campaign now.
Exactly.
And can I tell you something about Kellyanne Conway? She understands, especially when it comes to messaging and women voters, the fact that she understands the economic stress that women have experienced under the Obama administration. And I think that what she'll be able to do is bring out this almost softer image about Donald Trump, while at the same time Donald Trump is able to hone in, focus in on the importance of rebuilding the economy in America, making America first, and also safer communities. That's another big issue that I think is very attractive, especially for women voters.
Yeah, hold on, Jimmy, just one second. We'll bring Rick in here. And Steve Bannon, Rick, look, I've known Steve probably 12 years or so. What he is very good at, he's very good at firing up the base. That's his talent. And maybe that's the new structure of the Trump campaign, to get back to the base, get back to what, as Jamu pointed out, allowed him to beat 16 other candidates.
Yeah, exactly. Nominees. And I think, look, I think the hypocrisy coming from the left, and I think it plays into Jamu's comment, is that Hillary Clinton gets to hire all these left-wing socialists to fire up the base, and somehow that is about team building. And when a Republican does it, it's somehow alienating. There are a lot of Republicans who are very uncomfortable with abortion services and trying to make it seem like, you know, somehow this is mainstream to not be pro-life. And that's an uncomfortable position. We can take that fight. That fires up our base. Yeah. We are pro-life because we believe in the protection of the unborn. And we don't make any apologies for that. And trying to make us somehow freakish in the United States, I think, will backfire on the left.
Now, Jim, I know you want to respond to that, but I want to bring Gina in. Gina, on Thursday, we heard Donald Trump with a very different tone. You know, this is the first day you had, first couple of days after Kellyanne and Bannon were on board, and he had a very, granted, he read it, but it was a little, he said, I apologize for saying things I didn't want to say. If I hurt anyone, I don't want to be that guy. And here's what he said. It really resonated when I heard that. I'll never lie to you. I won't lie to you. Now, some people are saying he may, but again, if this is a new tactic.
Fact checkers are
I love that he says, I won't lie to you. Eric, I love that he says, I will fight for you. When's the last time Americans had a president who would fight for them economically, who would fight for them against foreign invaders? We have an administration right now with Hillary Clinton right there on board who have actually made deals with other countries that have hurt us. We've given money to terrorists, Eric. I can't even say how much I think this message of economy and safety resonates with women.
I'll let you jump in there, Jamu, now.
Look, the bar is incredibly low with Donald Trump. If he can read a speech on one night, his 15 minutes of sanity, then everyone is so excited. We've had 430 days where he could have been talking about the economy like Hillary Clinton has been, talking about how she's going to make the boldest investment in jobs since
Hillary
World War
Clinton's
II,
economic
talking
speech
about
was
debt-free college for all Americans. And you know what? If he had stuck to these issues, not only would we be better for it, the whole world.
And the greatest tax hike that we've seen in our lifetime.
Go ahead, Mercedes.
And the greatest tax under Clinton, it would be one of the highest tax hikes that we've seen in our lifetime. And how is she going to pay for all these massive programs that Clinton is pursuing? That would not boost the economy. We know that Trump has a better economic plan, and I think Trump's got to sell it.
He's got to sell it
in a compassionate way.
What is his plan? Where is it?
Hold on.
He
rolled out his plan. He rolled out his plan. Frankly, it was a very, very conservative plan.
Tax cuts if you have a nanny.
Last thought to Jess. Bring it on home,
I'm just
Jess.
saying, to Mercedes' point here, you know, that her plan is going to be bad for the economy. I'm not sure why it is that when Moody's evaluated, they said that she was going to add 10.4 million jobs, she was going to raise GDP growth, and that guess what? Donald Trump was going to send us into a recession.
Oh, hold on. Let's be fair and balanced here. Moody's, who rated it? Moody's.
Yeah, are you kidding?
Mark Zandi, right? Didn't he also work for the Obama administration? Didn't Mark Zandi also work for the Obama administration? Didn't he help outline the stimulus package?
And you think that means that he can't count? I don't know.
No, but remember, lies,
I think you should go with the nonpartisan.
Fine. Look at the Tax Foundation site. It's actually incredibly interesting. It has everybody's plan up there, and everyone should go and look, and you can see the tax brackets and all of that.
We got to go.
Okay, bye.
We got to go. All right, I hate to say I told you so, but I told